Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play a Railway Empire. In the previous episode, we expanded to Salt Lake City as well as to Winnemucca and Baker City. Now, as you can see, the track plan for the cities have not been properly remade because of, I didn't save the game and I had to rebuild them from scratch. But in this episode, we're going to basically start expanding southward from Salt Lake City to Kingsman, Tucson, Albuquerque, and El Paso, as well as connecting northwards to Denver and possibly up to Great Falls. So let's get started with the construction. We'll start off in Kingman, Arizona, build a large station here, start laying track work. Passing this cattle ranch, passing the salt line, and finally connecting into Salt Lake City. We'll confirm the purchase, and then start laying the second track. Perfect. Now, passengers who want to connect to the transcontinental train can travel from Kingsman all the way up to, Salt Lake City. Place down a servicing tower, as well as I guess that will basically do for now. But we gotta get these two cities supplied with one commodity to produce meat, livestock. We'll put down a double track station here, connected to the main line, like so. Like that. And now, with this section of the line operational, we can then start operating trains of cattle between here to those two cities. We'll start one from Chaplin Breeding to Salt Lake City, use a 51 Dragon for this operation, and then the same one between Chaplin Breeding to Kingman. Then we'll start basically expanding a little bit northwards. We'll connect to Albuquerque next. Now, as you can basically see, since the south has lots of cattle ranches, there's not one grain farm, so I can't produce beer in this particular area. But, possibly later on, I could build an extra industry in one of these towns to produce another type of commodity. Let's fix that track here, confirm. Then start adding signals. A servicing tower here. Place the two signals in front of the tunnel. Control click. Replace the signal and add a supply tower. Now, the possible future of these industries is kind of unique. I think I might put a sawmill in one city or a textile factory in one, but not to mention there's also a couple of other industries that I could eventually make too, like a steel mill in Salt Lake City to produce steel and then deliver vegetables to Kingman to produce canned goods. And now we'll start expanding northwards straight up the line towards Denver, crossing the formidable Colorado Rocky Mountains. %. Good. Now, straight down. And finally, a little bit of an edit there, and then connect. And I messed up on the track nodes. It'll be too difficult to replace. Connect this, connect that. And now, we can start delivering beer to and from Denver to Albuquerque, and bring meat back up. I'll put some signals in front of the tunnels, the trestle over the river, and just before the junction. Now, since this line is super close to Kingman, we might as well build a Y here, so trains of beer from Denver can travel to Kingman. So basically, the meat industry in both Albuquerque and Kingman is going to still be around, but there's going to be another industry that will take advantage of some of these raw materials around in the area. We'll start adding a passenger train between Denver and Albuquerque. We're going to buy passenger cars, one mail car, call it P, purchase the Rodgers, add a conductor, and do the same between Albuquerque and Denver, but this one for freight, and switch the starting area positions, purchase the Mogul, refrigeration car and caboose because of meat, and then the same thing between Kingman and Denver. Buy loads of passengers, one mail car, add a P, purchase the Rodgers 440, add the dining car and mail car, and then the same thing again with the Mogul for freight. Starting off at Denver, terminating at Kingman. I see the refrigeration car and caboose, and that basically will do it for now. Now we'll get into the main meat of building a city's population up. We'll connect the logging camp at the corn farm to the main line. That way, some of these raw materials can be brought in to help the town grow. Considering there's two types of trains traveling on the same section, I'll have to double track it. Trying to make these switches as long as these passing sidings as long as possible, so I won't have to spend so much time modifying the track work. We'll connect these two industries together, curve off, build a bridge over the Grand Canyon, and then connect to the main line to Kingman. And you know what? Just had a revelation. We could just simply build a bypass track to go around it. But I'll still need to build a passing siding track to allow more than one train to enter this area. We'll curve off here, and then connect here. Now we can place a signal down in these areas to prevent the trains from crashing head-on to the junction, as well as here for the log train returning to the logging camp and the corn train on its way to Albuquerque. With that done, we'll put in a 51 Dragon from West Manor to Kingman, Arizona. Ooh, forgot to put in the track for the Track 1 platform. Okay, West Manor, Track 1 with corn, with number 51 Dragon, and then the same on Track 2 to Albuquerque. I normally use a 2-track station when there's a rural industry that has a reach of 2 towns. Do the Track 2 for the train carrying logs from the logging camp to Albuquerque, and rice clearing to Kingman, Track 1 to carry logs. And we'll basically let the cities grow over time. But now we also have to focus on the 3 cities that we just connected, Baker City and Winnemucca. We'll start operating a freight train between Baker City and Salt Lake City first, then a passenger service, because passengers need to have a chance to travel to all corners of the United States, of course. I mean, what kind of railroad would not do that, considering there's a lot of money to be made in this type of operation? And then, one train from Baker City to Winnemucca. Same thing as before with the Mogul and 440. Oh, must have put the cars in storage, even though I did not actually have that before. But I could fix that later on. We'll just do a passenger service first. Six cars. Put in the P, then put the 440 in service. Then put in the Mogul between these 2 cities. make the starting place done at Baker City. Ooh, gotta fix that. And then put the F, switch the starter stations, start up Winnemucca, the refrigeration car, and the caboose, and then finally connect this cattle ranch to the main line so meat can be produced in Winnemucca. And with that, oh, I also forgot to put in some maintenance facilities for many of my new stations. Otherwise my trains are gonna break down completely. Now, these secrets are not going to do so well for our Rodgers 260 Moguls. They just don't have the strength. We could upgrade them with two different types, either the Consolidation A or B, or this engine, the Baldwin 460 10-wheeler, which oddly looks like number 3 when she was used in the show Petticoat Junction as the Hooterville Cannonball. I mean, has the red cab and wheels, of course. Well, considering that it has a lot more power, we'll just add this engine to the collection. Now, with this 460 Baldwin, these engines can now replace the Rodgers 460s on the mountain lines, though they're not as fast as the Rodgers. But an engineer or stoker that has a speed bonus will fix that. And I also gotta fix my ticket prices, because some of these prices are a little expensive for a trip. That service between Kingman and Denver, that's very, very pricey in 1860s money. But Kingman in Arizona, but passenger service, but the Rodgers 440 American, for the conductor, and then the security guard on this train. And I think for our last task, we'll connect the city of Salt Lake City to Great Falls. Build over this bumpy terrain, pass by this cotton plantation and coal mine, and connect to the main line here. Do the same thing on the way back. Place down the signals here between the servicing facility and at both ends of the tunnel. And control right click. And now a passenger train between Salt Lake City and Great Falls. 6 cars as usual. And finally, add a Rodgers 440 Rodgers 260 Mogul between Salt Lake City and Great Falls, and this probably will do it for this episode. So, if you like this episode of Railway Empire, please be sure to like and comment my video, as well as have a chance to subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for future uploads occurring every Friday. So this is Texas Gaming Industries, and I want to say thank you very much for watching this episode, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!